Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Hey guys, just finished watching Arrow Season 5, Episode 20, Underneath. This episode was a great episode. It was a really cool episode. Now, there was not much, arrowing or anything like that. I mean, the whole thing took place inside the bunker, and the flashbacks and the modern day, everything was all about the bunker. So it was really a cool episode with that. I mean, we did see him, in the suit, in the flashbacks and stuff, but it was really cool seeing them deal with this and seeing how Chase played with him, even though he wasn't even in this episode. So it was really cool doing that. Although I would have liked to have seen what Chase was doing while he was out there, because just hunting down, I guess it was just hunting down Oliver's son, trying to figure out where he is. So that's going to be cool to see that. And see if we get to see, isn't his son staying in Central City? So if he's in Central City, why not, look out for, ask Barry for help or anything like that, or at least send him a text or something, see you up to anything, and Barry can just be like, yeah, I got my own things, Killer Frost, Saboteur, and it's like, oh, wow, just future me, and he'd be like, and then Oliver could be like, okay, you're busy, never mind. A quick text would be really cool to see that between the two, especially when Oliver goes to Central City to see that Chase has his son, type of thing, and to see that, I think that would be cool to see that in the next episode. But it's going to be fun to see where that goes. I definitely can't wait to see where that happens with that. Although with the trailers for next week's episode, it doesn't look like they're going to be going to Central City. It looks like he'll probably be bringing them here. But it's going to be cool to see what happens with Oliver's son, William, if he becomes... what happens with him like that. So it's going to be fun to see that. And also it was cool seeing this whole thing happening with, Felicity losing her legs and stuff. Although it was kind of disappointing that, as soon as she got back up, she's just walking in out of nowhere. Curtis is able to refix it and stuff instead of her having to go back through surgery. So it was kind of annoying with that, that he was just able to just fix it with it like remote control. Like, I don't know anything about EMPs or anything like that, but if I'm not mistaken, EMPs does destroy the technology and they have to remake everything. So now it would have been cool to see her go through surgery, or just see that she's gonna go through surgery type thing for this. So I think it would have made more sense for them to do that than just say that the surgery happened in between episodes type thing, rather than showing us the whole thing. But it just didn't seem to make sense that she just kind of started walking again out of nowhere when she has that. Oliver, yeah, he fell in the thing, but he wasn't really as dead. I don't know. It just would have made more sense if the two of them were both in the same room having the same conversation from different, hospital beds or type thing, and that would have made more sense as she's getting prepared to go into surgery and stuff, just to replace that with a new chip that Curtis made and stuff. So it's just a little too, it took him so long to make it in the first place. So if he had some other ones made just for fun and stuff, and that would have made sense and stuff, it still would have been a bit convenient. But this was just way too convenient. That he was just fixed it out of nowhere, just connected Bluetooth to it and fixed it type thing. I know they just kind of read it off, but I would have liked to have seen it, or implied that she was going to go into surgery in between episodes for that. So all in all, it was a fun episode. It was cool seeing everyone doing those things, and then the pipes bursting and Oliver using this stuff, and seeing how Chase was able to lock him inside of there. I think that was quite cool. One thing though I never understood is, why didn't Dinah Drake why didn't she just use her scream down instead of trying to use a saline torch and the acid breakthrough? Why didn't she just kind of scream down why didn't she go down the hatch and just sit there and scream at it, or attempt it? I mean, it would have been cool just to see her attempt it, maybe she could scream at it and then it didn't do anything, and then she's denting it and everything and nothing's happening. That would have been really cool just to see her do it. But I don't know, it was just kind of silly. I don't know why they didn't have her why she didn't even try to use her scream on that. She's done some pretty cool things with it. I don't know. I just like to see. I feel like a Black Canary should have the power to blow that off and just blow right through it. Now, if she spent, she had like hours to do it, so she kept on practicing and pushing through it. Would have been cool to see her, eventually weaken it to the point where, they could, the saline torch would go right through it type thing. I think that would have been cool to see her, at least. I don't know, just an explanation, just to see one loud yell to see if, it does nothing or does something, or I don't know how much of the damage would her scream had done to the the elevator shaft and stuff like that. So that was quite interesting that they didn't. It was quite weird that they didn't mention that, or even she didn't even try to do that. But other than that, it was kind of okay. It was interesting seeing, I guess, what's going on with Diggle and Lila and their relationship, how they're playing with stuff. But it just feels like it's a little out of nowhere. I mean, it's kind of weird that she's kind of holding all kinds of secrets from them and then not telling him and stuff. But I guess it was like a story arc. It's only for the next 2 episodes or something. Because it was nice that it was set up in another episode rather than just thrown into this episode out of nowhere type thing. So that was nice seeing that, and then also seeing the flashbacks with Oliver and Felicity and dealing with their relationship and kind of playing on that, how things are going to go somewhere. And it sounded like it kind of at the end when Felicity was talking to Oliver, how he needs to figure out who she wants to be and who he is, and they're both getting like in tears and stuff like that. But it feels like she was going to say like, oh well, I want to get right. She was going to say, let's figure it out together. But she was kind of saying, you figure that out yourself, and then we'll talk and stuff like that. So it was interesting. I was interesting that we didn't get to see them have the talk that they were talking about in the flashbacks, and I was totally expecting them to do that. But it's gonna be interesting to see them maybe save that talk for the end of the season, in the last episode, for episode 23 actually, and see where that takes us from there. So it's gonna be fun to see what happens in next week's episode. Definitely ramp things up with Prometheus and see how they take him out before the final end. So it's gonna be interesting to see where that goes, and definitely can't wait to see how they set things up for season 6. So it's definitely gonna be fun to see where that goes. So let me know what you think, guys, about this episode in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
You're still here.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.
It's over.